British watchmaking is getting scarily good, and on the micro brand market they are offering a lot of value for their pieces. Helium are the latest to grab my attention with their water resistant surf based watch designs. If you want a strong dive piece that can survive the most challenging situations, then Helium are the ones for you. I have their Sea Ace Malibu in to show you guys today. They're linked in the description. I'll tell you now that this watch should not be as good as it is for less than £300. My name's Jason, I'm your watch guy today. Let's get into it. I know a lot of you are big fans of strong dive pieces with brilliant design notes and a resilient nature. That is exactly what this Sea Ace Malibu is. From the shark tooth edge precision bezel to the fiberglass casing, this one is a winner. I recently wore it at the Manchester Watch Show and I can't tell you the amount of attention this piece got considering the caliber of watches in the room. The casing provides a very unique style with the large crown guards and the wing to the opposing side. The curved lugs provide a very secure fit to the band, which is actually hiding its own little party trick. The crown guards are protecting that oversized crown, which has a very prominent grip itself, is screwed down and signed with the Helium logo. That connects to the Miyota quartz movement that powers this piece. There is a lot of presence to this piece and it's not exactly the smallest watch. The 42mm diameter isn't something that's out of the norm, but it does come in at 14mm thick. A lot of that I owe to the size of the bezel and the depth to the dial. The really big part of this watch is actually the lug to lug, and that comes in at 54mm lug to lug. And I'll be honest, that should make it completely unwearable for me. But it's so comfortable on wrist, I don't know what type of magic they've worked. It's been a daily wear for me for a couple of weeks and I've absolutely loved it. The bezel is a 60-click unidirectional system, and they call this a jackhammer bezel. And that's because of the precision click that it provides. It's definitely not your average spring click bezel and you'll feel that as soon as you use it. The grip to it makes it very easy to get hold of and use. And with that precision click, it means that you can be completely assured by the timing aspect of this bezel. The aluminium insert has a matte black finish to it, accented with numerals in a silver tone. And we have that classic 20-minute dive indicator. The sapphire crystal ensures a clear visibility for the handset and the dial, but along with the rest of the casing, it gives this watch a 200-meter water resistance rating. For me, that hammers it home as an ideal dive piece, as it doesn't just look the part, but it also functions the way that you would need it to. The case back is screwed down and it's emblazoned proudly with a British Union Jack. That is in a fiberglass material to fit the rest of the casing and it is surrounded by the usual specifications. The case is built on a stainless steel basis. However, it is also utilizing a HSHT fiberglass material, which brings down the weight while also preserving the presence of the casing. Diving into this dial, get it? Diving in? Yeah, I'm not funny. The black velvet finish makes it look very simple on the outset, but there's much more going on with this one. The indices are applied throughout, with a very unique shape to the 12 o'clock index. Down at the 6 o'clock, we have a date window, which is framed. That gives a much more symmetrical balance to the piece. And as you all know, I love a more symmetrical dial. To the center of the dial, we have a fantastic wave pattern, which really suits the motif of the brand, fitting in with the dive aspect of the piece and the surfing nature of the brand itself. The chapter ring gives a lot more depth to this piece. As well as that, it offers a really nice break into the colours and that is matched throughout into the band. Now they do have other colour options. I was very close between this one and the orange piece, but for me, it had to be the blue in the end, which is strange because you all know how much I love an orange diver. A really nice touch to the chapter ring is the numerals at each 5-minute point. Now, one thing I will say is that I do think they could have gone with a slightly better colour option than the red on this one, something that was a little bit more legible. The handset matches in well with the applied indices, but as well as that, it's a little bit more unique than the usual dive pieces that we see. This is a Cervinge handset and it is a little bit more bold than the usual. That offers more legibility. They have also skeletonized the bases, which is a nice little design note for me. The Helium logo is very fitting to this brand and this piece overall. The surfboard look to it definitely fits in, and that is printed to the 12 o'clock. Following that, at the 6, we have this C Ace print. Now obviously when you're creating a dive piece with a £300 price tag, there's a lot of things that you have to get right. One of those is definitely the loom, and I've got to tell you, they've absolutely nailed this one. This is one of those watches that when you go out in the day and come back home, you instantly see it light up. And that's one of the signatures of a good dive piece for me. It shows that this loom is well applied, as well as that, it shows that they've executed it excellently. It's not often that I praise a rubber watch band as much as I have this one, but there's a reason. On the outset, it looks like they've added a few nice little design notes. For instance, the Helium logo towards the lugs and the texture throughout the rest of the band. As well as that, it's very comfortable and it definitely aids the fit on my 6¼ inch wrist. It also has a solid buckle option, it's substantial, it's well finished, and it's signed. The thing that really caught me off guard about this one is the quick release aspect to it. Not something that we see often. As you can see, the mechanism on this one is the type that we are starting to see in the much higher priced Swiss luxury brands. And as this is delivered with the band unattached, that was one of the first impressions that I got of this watch. Yes, the casing is beautiful. Yes, it looks solid, but that really showed me the type of quality that they had tried to pack in for such a low price. As well as that, the way that the band fits to the casing itself, it definitely helps with that larger lug to lug distance. As you can see, it's obviously much bigger on wrist, but it has been one of my favorite daily pick up and go pieces over the last 4 weeks. As I mentioned, I wore this to the Manchester Watch Show. If I wasn't 100% comfortable and enjoying this piece, it wouldn't have come anywhere near that show. It's fair to say that this one has seen a lot of wrist time from me. I think the downsides to this piece are pretty obvious, but let's go through them anyway. If you don't like bigger watches, this probably isn't for you. That's not to say if you have a smaller wrist, you couldn't wear it, because I have a 6¼ inch wrist and I've really enjoyed wearing it on a daily basis. If this was thinner, it'd definitely be a day-to-day watch for me. And that being said, I wouldn't make it thinner because I really enjoy the large dive presence that it has. Secondly, I know a lot of you won't be keen on the quartz movement. Yes, it's a Miyota quartz movement. They are relatively cheap. I think they would have skated by much more easily if they'd have fitted this with maybe a Swiss movement, a Ronda. But that being said, I'm the type of guy that likes to have a mixture between quartz and automatic pieces in my collection. And that is simply because the daily pick up and go, quick, throw it on your wrist, out of the house type of pieces are always the quartz ones. Overall, for me, this is a fantastic addition to the British market. It's really nice to see what Helium have done with such a small budget in mind. £300 doesn't pick you up much nowadays in the watch market unless you're looking on AliExpress. And this quality of design, quality of execution is well above that. I really can't wait to see what they do next, and I hope to see it in person because this one has really impressed me. Thanks for watching today, guys. It's been really nice to have another new British brand on the channel, especially considering you can see they're doing something completely different to other brands and they're offering it at a very reasonable budget price. Helium are linked in the description if you want to go and check them out. I've really appreciated them sending this one in for me and allowing me to introduce it to you guys. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of my content, and I'll see you in the next one.